great. Wait, you can hear me, right? And everything?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
This is
perfect.
perfect.
Yes. How are you, Raf? I'm so excited to have you back.
I am doing great. I'm so excited too. Second podcast
Yeah,
coming here. Yay.
yeah, and I know that a few months after we recorded the first one,
Mm-hmm.
um, you mentioned to me that a lot has changed even a few months ago, and that
Mm-hmm.
we needed to run a part two. So I'm very excited.
I know. Just ask any questions and I'll answer them.
Okay, so what's going on?
Right now in my
Yes,
life,
yes,
just literally building my business. That's it. Honestly, just
let's
like
talk.
building my business and focusing on that, focusing on myself,
Yeah,
growing,
yeah,
so many exciting things, learning every single day.
yeah.
Yeah, literally every single day, learning more and more, especially when you're building a business, you learn
Huh.
so much and you mess up multiple times. Been
Yeah,
there, done that.
and that's what
But
makes some
yeah,
business incredible, right?
yeah, it's going amazing. I'm learning so much and I'm very, very excited for
Let's go.
for
Yeah,
launch.
before we touch on that, there's a topic that I do want to talk about first, which I feel like um I think this is where the big change happened for you, which was you were done with school,
Yes.
right? You mentioned in our call, I think a few months ago, actually now, fuck,
Yeah.
that you're depression less. There's a huge mindset change in just a few months.
Yeah.
Same thing happened to me when I dropped out of school.
hmm
Um, so how was that experience?
So it was kind of interesting because I never saw myself, or I never really had a vision of myself like just being in school
Okay.
ever, to be completely honest. And I've never really been a fan of school literally ever since I was very little, because I always had the type of thinking where school kind of takes away your creativity and it takes away so
Absolutely.
much of your freedom, and it helps you grow in some ways. I think it helps you kind of socialize and, you know, take yourself out of your little shell and talk to
Mhm.
people and make friends. I think that's great, but I think with other things like just growing as a person and just truly like finding yourself, I feel like school doesn't really let you do that because there are so many rules, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that you have to follow. And it's just something that I hated. Even when I was little, again, I hated it so much. I kind of just hated following rules and not living by my own kind of thinking, or my own time and all of those things.
Mhm.
So I went to college after high school, and I basically went for 2.5 years. No, not even 2 years and one semester.
What did you do?
um I in high school I took college classes, and through high school I actually finished a year and a half of school,
Of
of college.
college?
Yeah, a year and
Oh,
a half, because I
okay.
had 30, I think it was 37 or 38 credits of college,
Okay.
which was awesome. And it was also cheap, kind of paying for those classes through high school. I think each one was like $100, somewhere there. So whatever, I technically was only supposed to go to school for 2 years. So it's not like I dropped out, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I still graduated from the college I was going to, but I just didn't fully stay for like 4 years, like most people would usually
Sure.
do. And honestly, it was the best decision I've ever made. And I can say that right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I didn't think I was going to be able to say that when I came to that whole decision. But now it's like, I've had so much time, I've grown so much. Like, the Raf I know now is not
yes.
the Raf from before.
There's like there's no more of that noise anymore. There's only
Yes.
your noise.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
That's
So
incredible.
it's awesome. It's so awesome. And now I have the freedom to manage my own time and kind of put all of my focus on things that I actually want to do. I've never, ever, ever wanted to work for anyone. Never. Like,
Yeah.
even though, yes, I was studying business, marketing, you know, I always thought like I never want to work for anyone. And
How come?
I just think working for someone, it's you're never truly gonna fully get to your like full potential when you're
Mhm.
working for someone else because you're relying on their own time, you're relying on their own schedule. You know what I mean? And just their own rules as well.
Yeah.
So having that mindset of, I want to build something for myself and I want to be able to manage my own time. I want to have my own rules. I want to have my own schedule.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing. And it also kind of teaches you to never rely on anyone else,
Yeah.
which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's something I've learned a lot throughout the way and I'm really happy about. I think the only tough part about like building a business and not being in school, like obviously on the side, other than just focusing on like your own stuff,
Yeah.
you obviously have to work. You know what I mean? For the time being, while you're doing everything else, um, and kind of get your own money, which has been not that hard, honestly. Kind of enjoyable because I do like my actual like job that I have.
Well, what are you doing?
I literally work at like a cafe, so it's
Oh,
awesome.
that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like whatever. And the people there are amazing. Like I love all my coworkers, the girls there. It's all girls. There's like one boy.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
Yeah.
it's awesome. And I was also grateful that my parents were being super supportive over
Sure.
everything.
Yeah.
I don't think they were too happy about the whole like you're not finishing like the 4 full years of college, like you're not getting that full experience, like yeah, you're graduating, but
Yeah.
you but they were super supportive even until now. They're the ones truly helping me build
Mhm.
this, which is amazing. I love my parents and I know they would never ever let me down, so I think your parents are like the best people to rely on when it comes
Absolutely.
to making these type of decisions, other
Yeah.
than yourself, of course. So it's been great. It's been
Yeah.
great. I've grown a lot, and I'm loving it lately.
Yeah. That's great. Was there any time or experience in school that kind of, or like an aha moment where you really had the aha moment that school was taking freedom and creativity from you?
Yeah, honestly, it was when I started college.
Okay.
I think it wasn't the first semester. The first semester, it was just like, whatever, like trying to experience like this
Yeah.
whole college life. It wasn't until the second semester, where I kind of realized that I mean, I don't like saying I have ADHD, honestly, because it's not like I went to the doctor and they told me like, you suffer from ADHD. But I simply am someone that I cannot focus on things that I don't like doing or that I'm not interested on.
No, I feel like that's normal.
Yeah, yeah, it is normal,
Yeah.
100%. And so many people, they talk about that and they're like, I can't focus on this one class, but then on this other class I can. And I'm like, well, choose the path you want. I don't know, take more of the classes that you like to take. For
Yeah.
me personally, I can't, especially studying for business. The only problem is that I love anything that has to do with business. I've always loved it. Literally, my whole high school years, I took so many business classes, like
Good.
so many business classes, because I loved it. It was so interesting to me. Um, but then when you get to college, you kind of realize that what these professors are teaching you isn't actual reality now. You know
Sure.
what I mean? They don't teach you the current trends. They don't teach you how to make money now or ecom in general. They're
Mhm.
teaching you things from like the 1980s or you know what I mean? It's like I it's not like that anymore. Like it's
No.
changed.
It's almost just like they're teaching rules.
Yes, and they just teach you things like they're on textbooks.
Yeah.
Everything on textbooks. And most of these professors, the issue is that they've never actually had a business. And they're
That's
talking about business, and they judge you too as a student. They're like, well, no, I don't think that's possible."
yeah, that's a problem. That
Yeah.
absolutely is a problem.
That's like something that I also realized my second semester, I was kind of like, I don't really like, the type of classes that I'm taking. Like, even though they all have to do with business, I don't really like them because my professors are just not experienced when it comes to the
Sure.
business world. You
Sure.
know? So yeah.
Yeah. Um, for my other question in this topic, what do you think schools doing that prevents people from having these kind of breakthroughs? Because it's an experience that always happens.
How do they prevent it?
Yeah.
I don't even think they're preventing it. That's the thing. The only thing I could say is that I think a lot of teachers, professors, whatever you want to call them, uh, this schools in general, I think they put a lot of fear in
Mm,
kids these days. It's like,
for
if
sure.
you don't go to school, you're gonna fail in life. You're not gonna be able to do this. You're not gonna be able to get a job. You're all of these things that truly just aren't true. Of course, again, it depends on what path you're taking. Obviously, if you want to become a doctor, you have to go to school.
You need that.
Yeah, you have to no matter what.
Yeah.
But things like, business and all of those things, you technically don't need school. There, right now, I was actually doing research on this. There are so, like, the percentage of people dropping out of school
It's
is
crazy. Yeah.
crazy now. Like,
And younger and younger.
yeah, and everyone talks about how they don't regret dropping out, and also because they have learned so much, they have found themselves in some sort of way, either spiritual or just like, like who they truly were in general. And three, they can manage their own time. Four, they can travel so much,
Yeah.
like do their own thing, whatever, which is amazing. I mean, I think a lot of people are realizing how schools are now, and even crazier. I mean, schools are getting insane right now. They are literally teaching people about, like,
Yeah.
gay, lesbians, transgender, the pronouns they, them. It's like it wasn't like this before.
They're
It
just
was
giving you
never
an
like,
idea to follow.
yeah, it was never like this before. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against, like gay people and
Sure.
whatever. I don't care. You're you, choose whatever you want. It's not my life. I'm worrying about myself. But going as far as our government letting schools
It's
teach
yeah.
little kids that, it's like you're putting it in their minds
Yeah.
and they're gonna think it's a normal thing,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Right. Right. I feel like that thing and this aspect you share about fear is just it's just to have control over everyone.
Yeah. It's like they just kind of want to push you into this system of, not being able to have your own freedom and your own time. And they kind of just want you for them. And
Sure.
just like,
It's also scary for them for you to go against what they want you to see.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it was so scary for me. I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my life?
Yeah.
You know?
Have you talked to any of the people or friends that were with you during college?
No, not really. Honestly, New York, no offense for anyone that is listening and is from New York. New York, the people in New York kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
Wow.
especially with like the mentality and mindset that I have in general,
Yeah.
it is so hard.
It's so anti New York, absolutely.
It is so
Where
hard
do
to
you
be.
live in New York?
I live in Long Island.
Oh, I was just in New York. Yeah, I
I
definitely do.
know. I know. You should have came this week because I'm literally going to Manhattan tomorrow.
Oh, wow. Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's so hard to make friends here. I would say I only have like two real friends. I'm not even joking.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. One of them lives in Florida. Uh,
Wow.
she lives there for school, but her parents, like, I mean, technically has grown up there.
Okay.
Um, she's my bestest friend, literally. And she also has the same mindset as me.
That's
We've
great.
grown together.
That's great.
We've seen each other become like the people we are today.
Yeah.
And then I have another friend who lives here,
Hmm.
actually. So that's nice. I still have her that lives here. I see her um once in a while, every weekend almost, kind of. Um, but yeah, other than that, it's really tough because a lot of people here. I think in general, a lot of people just have the mindset of, I'm young, I'm in my
Yeah,
20s, I'm gonna
yeah,
party, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna hook up and, like, worry about everything else when I'm like almost 30.
yeah.
And it's like, I'd rather worry about that now
Sure.
instead of,
Or
kind of
create what you wanna create so when you're 30, you're free or whatever.
you create your own reality.
Right.
Truly, you
Yeah.
create your own reality.
Let's talk about I don't wanna kill the name. You already corrected me multiple times. Oceane?
Ocean.
Oceane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, well, you can say whatever you think it is. But
What do
Ocean, that's
you
what.
Oceane. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
What is it?
Like, what's the name or what's the
What
whole.
is what is the whole brand, the whole concept?
Well, it's a natural, 100% natural fabric brand, which I'm super excited. All based in Peru because, of course, I was born in Peru and I grew up in Peru and I love my country so very much. I love America too.
Yeah.
But I do love my country. And the reason why I am actually manufacturing everything there is because not only did I spend my whole childhood there, but I think who I am now also was kind of who I was when I was very little. Like always spending time at the beach, my parents raising me with that mindset of, you have your own freedom, you as a kid, like you have to like run and be free and do
Yeah.
whatever you want. So also just like the impact my childhood had. So that's why I'm basing it off from there. And the name comes from my best friend from Peru, actually. um,
Okay.
so a little background story. I grew up with her, like
Mhm.
fully, like my entire childhood grew up
Yeah.
with her.
Okay.
And I don't know her name. I've always loved her name, even when I was little. And she was always
That's her name?
yeah,
Whoa. Wow. Okay.
yeah. And
I thought she gave you the name, but that's beautiful.
no, 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 that's her name.
Okay.
So basically, I met her. I think when we were like 2 or 3 years old. I'm not
Wow.
even kidding. So we
Okay.
were very young. We grew up in the beach together. Every summer we would see each other. Um, And she was a huge part of my childhood, like
Mhm.
a huge part of it. And also just the fact that I'm very connected with like nature and I've always loved nature and I've
Mhm.
always loved the ocean also because again, my childhood spent my entire life almost by the beach. Um I wanted to give it a name that kind of has a meaning to the ocean in general and like the beach.
Mhm.
So her name really stood out when I was kind of coming up with names.
Mhm.
Um, and she got super happy too because I was telling her
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
She got so excited. So yeah, I'm really excited. And I also just want to just make an impact in people's lives. You know what I mean? And I want people to know a little bit more about Peru and her culture too. I would love to maybe the third drop, I would love to get some things from my manufacturers already made from different regions of Peru and then sell them so people kind of know the style from there and the different regions of Peru. It would be super awesome.
So besides the actual cotton, is it just cotton?
Right now for the first drop, yes,
Okay.
it's just fully cotton. For the second drop, I'm thinking linen,
Ah,
like 100%
beautiful.
linen.
Yeah, from
Yeah.
Peru as well?
Yeah, of course, from Peru.
Okay.
Because Peru does have the best, one of the best cottons
That
over
was
there.
that was exactly what I was about to say. Like,
Yeah.
it's super unique.
Yeah, so it's awesome. Um, and then maybe for my third or fourth, not sure yet. Thinking about wool because in Peru we use a lot of wool.
Okay.
So that would be really cool too. So yeah, a lot of plans
Hmm.
ahead. They're very excited.
Yeah. Besides using cotton from Peru, how do you want people to get to meet Peru through your clothing?
um Just my story. I think sharing my story about the type of childhood I had, I feel like not Peru, people can have an idea of how Peru is in general, the beautiful beaches. adding pictures too to the website so people can kind of see as well. And
Feel.
yeah,
Sure.
these are really good pictures. Actually, they are from my best friend's dad. He took
Okay.
them.
Okay.
So I got my hands on them and I'm putting them on the website. Still have to see like how to kind of put everything
How do
together.
you want to make the experience?
Yeah.
Sure.
But also I might do like an email. Um, what's it called? It's like an email, not an email list,
Uh, newsletter.
a newsletter. Yes.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, and kind of just share with people just like stories or like just,
Yeah,
like fun
for sure.
facts or things from Peru. It would be really cool.
Yeah, I feel like that makes the brand much richer than just buying clothing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. And I want every piece to have a meaning. That's why on the first drop, it's such like a small thing
dude,
that I
what
added.
is the first drop?
The first drop, they're just hoodies,
Okay,
literally just hoodies to kind of put the idea out there and the
okay,
feel.
okay.
Um, but I kind of put a little something in the hoodies on the tag because I want people to kind of see, like, like the small things sometimes can make a change no matter what. It's such a small thing that I added, but I feel like when people notice it, they're going to be like, oh my God.
What is it? Or should we leave it until it drops?
No, I think we can say it. Basically the tag obviously says like the size, whatever. And
Mhm.
then on the bottom, it says connecting you back to the natural rhythms of life.
I love it.
You know what I
That's kind
mean?
of like your slogan too, right?
Yeah.
I love.
So it's awesome. And also when I came up with it, I was like, I love when brands have like little messages in
Mhm.
their
Yeah,
tags
for
or
sure.
on the sleeves. You know what I mean? Like little tiny messages. Like I love that personally. I know a
Mhm.
lot of people love that too, because it kind of makes them feel like there's a reason why they're wearing that piece.
Okay.
And I feel like that's important too. You kind of have to give people a reason to buy a
Of
product. You have
course.
to, with supplements, it's the same thing, for example, right? You give people a reason to buy your supplement. Like, why are you taking this? How is this going to
Make my
truly
life
help
better. Yeah.
you? Yeah. Yeah.
How did you come up with that? With the slogan?
With the slogan,
Yeah.
honestly, it just came out of nowhere. I'm not even going to lie.
Yeah.
I drove to the nearest beach here, like by my house, literally like 10 minutes away.
Mhm.
And I had my diary, like my journal, my praying journal.
Mhm.
And I was just writing on it, and then out of nowhere, I just came up with it. Like I just, like
You just
how do I want my brand to make people feel? Like what's the purpose? And then it just came up in my head, connecting you back to the rhythms, to the natural rhythms of life.
beautiful.
You
Yeah.
know, because that's also like the main reason why you're wearing natural fabric clothing. You
Yeah.
want to, go back in time and truly just be connecting yourself with your own frequency and with nature's frequency as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And your
Kind
clothing has meaning in general.
Absolutely. Yeah. Kind
Yeah.
of on the same topic, um, what values is the brand built upon besides that one? Or expand on that one.
Health for sure.
Okay.
Um, just being kind of in touch with your own body and knowing that these things are literally not like people aren't bullshitting other people when they're talking about how toxic fabrics are now. I mean, synthetic fabrics are literally
Mhm.
the biggest endocrine disruptors.
Mhm.
So, I think I want people to know that. I want people to stop, paying for all of these brands that are putting their pieces on such high like
Mhm.
prices, and then it lasts for literally like what, like a month, not even a year, like that you have to
Yeah.
literally throw it out
Yeah. Ugh,
because it's all
I say
synthetic clothing,
shit
like,
all the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's not just about like the value of, appreciating nature and appreciating our planet as well, because I mean synthetic fabrics, not only do they affect our health, but they're also affecting everything around us. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? You're walking with a 100% polyester shirt and without even you noticing, your body heat is literally affecting the fabric, and it's releasing
Yeah.
so many microplastics, so many chemicals into the air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's affecting everything,
Hmm.
So it's not only your health, it's also the planet, like where we live. Like I feel like so many people talk about, I care about our planet, I care about everyone around me, I care about animals, I care. What are you wearing?
Mm.
Like what are you wearing? What are your clothes made out
Super
of?
overlooked. That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I wouldn't even say they're hypocrites, but I would say, people are very ignorant nowadays.
Sure.
Which
Sure.
it's not their fault. It's really not their fault. I mean, have you seen those brands that say um giving back, and it's like recycled clothing, but then the recycled clothing is literally plastic?
And how you make the recycled clothing is worse than, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, and people, obviously it's so blinding for them because they read that and they think they're doing good, but
It's
they're
easy to
not.
buy in. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, great marketing skills,
Yeah.
you go, but
Yeah.
that is horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible.
We kind of touched on this topic on the previous episode,
Mhm.
but for the sake of context, how did you become aware of this issue?
Oh my god. This wasn't until I think like a year and a half ago, maybe.
Okay.
Trying to think about the timeline here.
Yeah.
It's funny because I wasn't aware of this until like recently, honestly. But which is so ironic is that I grew up with literally all of my clothing being cotton because I was from Peru. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? So everything was cotton, everything was linen, everything was wool. So I literally never, it's so hard to find like synthetic things in Peru simply because we have, so many manufacturers there that use cotton all the time. So my mom also, like, she always knew that cotton was one of the best
Mhm.
fabrics,
Mhm.
especially like for kids in general too, because you're running around, you're sweating, and cotton is great for that. Um so yeah, it wasn't until a year and a half ago where I started seeing on Twitter everyone kind of talking about synthetic
Yeah.
fabrics, and I was like, wait, like that is mind blowing. Okay,
Mhm.
like that is crazy, like actually crazy. And ever since then I started like really deep diving into the whole
Mhm.
topic of it and just like researching and like all the different fabrics, the whole process of how they make these fabrics,
Mhm.
and just like the differences between natural fabrics, organic natural fabrics, and then synthetic fabrics.
Yeah.
And then everything else came down to also like people's health and how it affected our hormones, and how when we sweat and our body heat, like all of these things really add on to like chemicals being released, microplastics being released.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting. I've always been into clothes,
Mhm.
so it was something that I really, really was just like into at the time.
Wow.
Even
Okay.
until now, you know what I mean? Like I go to any clothing store and I try my hardest to find anything that is 100%
Yeah.
cotton. Like
Mhm.
I don't care if it's 95% cotton, that 5% polyester or elastic, whatever. I don't want it. Like it
Okay.
has to be
Yeah.
100% cotton. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
So it wasn't until you moved to the US that you experienced these synthetic fibers.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, which is really funny.
It's super, yeah, it's super interesting.
Even now, it's so funny because my mom, she still has so many of her clothes from
Yeah, I was about to ask.
yeah, she has so many of her clothes still from Peru, because they have lasted years,
Of course, yeah.
years,
Something
literally
real
years.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah, and they feel amazing. They feel brand new. I love her clothes. Sometimes I want to steal them, but she yells at me. But whatever.
Yeah.
Um, and I realized that literally most of her clothes that are from Peru, they were 100% cotton, which is mind blowing to me.
Mhm.
And then the things that she bought from here are literally like 50%
Mixed and yeah,
polyester, yeah, like all mixed.
to make shit cheaper and easier to make.
And yeah, so that was really interesting to see. I've been actually on TikTok, I've been seeing so many people talk about Shein. Chain. whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put your email in, get points, and then you'll get $100.
That's a great marketing like point to not directly attach Sheen or Shane,
Mhm.
um, but to provide education on fast fashion and these type of companies.
Yeah, yeah. I that's also why on the website I'm adding kind of like a small part on the mission part. I'm adding kind of how these, fast fashion brands affect all of us and what their goal is, which is money. It's all money. It's all
Mhm.
income. It's all revenue. It's all profit for them.
It's disgusting, but it's real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And even big brands use synthetic fabrics.
of course.
You know what I mean? Which is sad. It's like guys, I mean, I get you guys only care about fashion and the
Mhm.
look and the aesthetic, but you can also make, natural fabric
Good.
clothes
There's
that
something good.
still,
Yeah.
yeah, not even that, but something that still fits the aesthetic. And that's what I want to do. Like, that's my goal. I want to show
Wow.
people that even when it's natural fabrics, you can still make clothes look aesthetic.
Dude,
That's mainly like the goal for the second drop too, which I'm so excited. I'm excited.
polyester looks so gay. Like when I started to switch to just cotton and 100% natural fabrics, I kind of realized how gay I looked in the gym.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so tough too in the gym, especially like for girls. Because for guys, it's like you guys can wear, shirts,
Whatever.
hoodies,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then for girls, it's like, especially with like the kettlebells and unconventional training and athlete training, all of these things, like it's so hard. Like I can't wear, you know, like cotton shorts that are
Really?
loose because I will literally flash everyone
Okay,
like
that's
I
all right.
did once, and it was kind of embarrassing,
Yeah.
you know?
How you tried the
Wave.
wave shorts?
They're actually amazing. I'm
Yeah,
not
they
gonna.
are.
Yeah, because they're a little longer. They sit longer,
Mm.
so it's harder for them to kind of rise up and then show when you're like,
Mhm.
kind of like squatting or you're throwing kettlebells around and like rolling on the floor,
Yeah.
whatever. So they're actually amazing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, they're awesome.
I just got a pair for my brother and I'm wearing the hoodie, which is amazing.
I
I
know.
just love to see more. Man, I'm excited for yours.
I know.
Yeah.
Dude, I loved Wave though. I love their whole drop, like
Mhm.
everything they put.
Yeah.
He sent me the brown shorts and I love them. Like
Yeah.
I'm not even joking, like I cannot stop wearing them. I can't.
Yeah.
Like
I
the other day, I literally showed up in the gym with those shorts, a hoodie, and then just like I think I was wearing Vans. Sorry guys. Um I love my Vans though.
yeah.
And I was with my boyfriend and I told him, I was like, dude, I look like a boy right now. And you know what? I'm so happy about
Yeah.
it. Like, I'm so happy because at least I'm wearing 100% cotton. I don't really have to worry about anything showing. Like, I like you feel comfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And most of the time, obviously, for girls, the easier option is wearing, like the really tight shorts because they're tight or like leggings and they hold everything. So whenever you're like, literally men spreading your legs when you're like hitting legs or
Yeah.
anything, like nothing shows. So it's tough, but
You should do something about that.
I know I could, but there are so many brands out there, like Soul Gym, the Renaissance, and then there's Wave 2, which
Mhm.
are great brands when it comes to gym clothes in
Mhm.
general, I think. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
I kind of really want to focus more on the aesthetic, on how to make natural fabrics aesthetic, like an everyday wear. And I'm not saying these other brands are an everyday wear. They are 100%, but I
Mhm.
think they fit
No,
more
I
into the whole
100% agree.
gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
I don't
but
wanna wear my soul shorts in the day.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
I need
agree.
to get more things from Soul Gym, honestly. I haven't had the chance because, all my money has been investing into the business.
Yeah.
So I haven't really not worn, but I haven't really bought any clothes
Yeah.
lately, which honestly better for me, but whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something that I just, well, I didn't just realize, but I was thinking about it was, kind of why most people get introduced into these polyester gym wear is because of trend.
Yeah.
And I thought about this right now because when I started to work out, I knew that everyone used Lululemon. So that's where I went, right? I got the pants, I got the hoodie, I got the shirt,
No
whatever.
offense. I am so proud to say I have never bought anything from
Oh,
Lululemon.
wow. That's great. Everyone I know has
Dude, I know every girl I've seen, "Oh my god, you should try these pink Lululemon leggings. They are
yeah,
so good. They hold everything together and they make your ass look amazing."
yeah.
And I'm like, "I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's kinda 100% polyester right there. I kinda don't wanna wear that."
Mhm.
But yeah, I honestly haven't bought any gym clothes, other than just hoodies and sports bras, simply because I don't want to waste my money on more polyester
Yeah.
shorts. You
No.
know, like I have like 5 pairs and I literally wear them every single day and it sucks because they are, synthetic fabrics. But I try my hardest not to wear them whenever it's leg day or whenever, like I really just don't want to show my body. Most of the time I wear now that it's cold outside,
Yeah.
thank God. All right. I hate the cold. I hate the cold. I love the summer.
Mhm.
But thank God because I am literally wearing every single day sweatpants, hoodies, sweatpants and hoodies, sweatpants and hoodies.
Great. Yeah.
So I feel amazing. It's like, like it's not like I'm not saying girls usually like to show their bodies. I think girls wear what they wear because they want to feel good in themselves,
Okay.
and they just want to feel good in general. A lot of people like to say they do it for attention. Maybe they do, maybe they don't.
Okay.
Me personally, I hate wearing tight clothes to the gym.
For that reason?
Yeah, for that reason, but also sometimes I will wear them simply because, if I'm really happy that day with my body image and I feel really good, or
Okay.
even now because I'm in a calorie deficit and, like a couple of weeks have passed and I want to be able to see the gains, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I want to be able to like walk and look at myself in the mirror and be like, Raf, you're doing a great job. But now it's winter, kind of, well, fall, but now I can wear my sweatpants every single day with
Mhm.
my hoodies, maybe a cotton shirt, whatever.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, it's tough though. Tough.
How do your hoodies look like? You don't have to show it, but kind of the description of what you're trying to do with the hoodie.
So they're oversized for sure.
Okay.
Because I don't like when people kind of order a medium and it fits like a small. I hate that.
I hate that too, yeah.
Yeah, I hate that. We have actually tested them multiple times with washing them to see like the color and everything. Um, all natural dyes too, and also they're both of them are unisex.
Two
But
two
yeah,
hoodies? Okay.
yeah. So one is kind of like a navy blue,
Mhm.
kind of like ocean navy blue, and then the other one it's more like a cream yellowish
I think
kind
I've
of.
seen that one in one of your videos or something.
Yeah, and I think honestly, the navy ones, guys are gonna buy them for sure,
Sure.
and then the cream ones, yellowish ones, girls are gonna buy them more. So, I mean,
Okay.
I wanna say they're unisex because, I mean, they're both,
The same size.
like yeah, but, it all depends on the colors and how, what each person likes. So, yeah, I mean, they're cool. They're so comfortable. I wear them all the time.
What are you showing with the hoodie? What are you representing?
Basically the brand and also the connection from kind of human to nature in general.
Okay.
Like the back, in the back, there's something
So
embroidered.
excited for that.
So the logo and then the back, it's all embroidered,
That's
which is cool.
great. No more stickers and
No, no.
disgusting
And
fonts.
even the tag in the back of the hood is cotton,
Okay.
literally.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Which kind of gives it an aesthetic look, which I like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want people to kind of, when they're wearing the hoodie, like I want them to think about like all the issues that synthetic clothing gives you and also kind of to think more about yourself, your
Mhm.
body and just nature in general, you
Okay.
know? Like
Mhm.
how much we are connected with nature.
You are that. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
For my last question on this topic,
Yes.
uh, what is building this brand, ideating, coming up with the ideas, feeling, having the actual product with you? What is all of this process, journey, and values? What has it taught you about the world so far?
Sorry. Um, we live in a very shitty fucking world.
Okay.
We live in a very shitty world. It's made me realize how many people, like I would literally say like 90% of people just has no idea
Sure.
on anything that has to do with health,
Yeah.
anything that has to do with like the government and all of these big brands trying to buy you and like get your
Yeah.
attention and like kind of caught your eye and all of these things. A lot of people just aren't kind of aware of all of these problems.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's something I really realized because I would literally talk to people and they would have no idea. They would be like, "What?" I would tell them about frequency and they would think I'm crazy. They're like,
Well, that's a crazy topic to start with someone.
but it's not. That's my thing. It's not because there is literally even evidence of how they, like
Mhm.
look at the frequencies of all of these things. You know what I mean? And people still think it's a lie. And I'm like, it's not though. Like, do your research. Do you want links? Hit me up.
Yes.
Give me some
I love that. Are you including this frequency aspect in the brand?
links. On the Well, on social media, obviously, I will talk more
Sure.
about like the whole frequency and stuff. But mainly like on the website, like when you're gonna be able to like go into it and kind
Oh,
of
I'm so excited.
yeah, and kind of like see through it. Obviously, the mission it's gonna talk about just like health in general. You know what I mean? And all of these problems. I think I added something about frequency as well, how it lowers our frequency. Um, didn't add too much of that because I also don't want to freak people out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, usually on social media, there's probably going to be more posts about frequency because it's a very interesting topic, and I think it's very controversial as well.
Yeah,
Um,
it is.
yeah, but
Absolutely.
yeah, a lot of people, like just looking into everything, a lot of people just are very, very unaware of all of these things. They don't even know like what their clothes are made out of. Oh, where do you get your shirt from? Do you know what it's made of? I don't know. Maybe it's cotton because it feels like cotton. And it's like 50% like polyester, 50%
Yeah.
rain or whatever that fabric is called. But yeah,
So for my last question, I was just on your Twitter page right now just to confirm that this is the quote.
yes.
Um, you you have a tweet that says the goal. Teach the younger generation about how the government lies, true nourishment, and the importance of nature, energy slash God. How are you doing this besides the brand?
How am I teaching people?
How are you doing this? Yeah.
Just spreading awareness. Like, hopefully, like, like I right now I'm looking for ways to kind of post more on my personal Instagram and
Mhm.
hopefully growing it. Um, it's up to God though.
Mhm.
But hopefully growing my personal Instagram and just posting more, kind of videos about talking all of these problems and schools too, you know what I mean? And just how parents nowadays, they're literally giving their 5-year-old an iPad to watch Coco Malin on because that's the only way they can stop crying. Like,
Yeah.
it drives me nuts. You have no idea. It drives me crazy every time I go out and
It
I'm
gives
like,
me nausea.
dude, I'm sitting at a restaurant. I see parents like giving their, and I'm like,
You just want to throw their food to the parents.
dude, that is literally me. I'm like, I was never like that when I was little. I was so calm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's also normal to be a kid and kind of like
Scream.
being yeah, and like being hyper, like all the time. Like that's normal. It's just you're a kid. You want to be running around, you want to be playing around, you want to just like you're adventurous. That's
Yeah.
your spirit as a kid,
Mhm.
like you
As
want
a
to
human, dude,
yeah.
we're
Yeah,
just glided around as we grow up.
yeah, you want to experience new things and all of those things. kids are basically like that, and we should probably, even if we're 20 something years old, we should look up to kids
Hmm. I agree.
because they are the happiest little human beings ever. They're
Yeah.
running around. They don't give a fuck about anyone or anything. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? They are so creative. They are always on the go for adventures. Like, are you kidding me? I love my inner child. I've
Yeah.
learned to love my inner child
What is this? What is this? What does this goal mean for you? Like, why is this the goal?
because I also like the way I grew up is one of the biggest reasons on why I am the way I am now.
Sure.
And I would absolutely hate to see a generation that is stuck
Mm,
to an iPad or a phone and they don't actually know how to kind of come up with like real world like solutions and just looking everything up on Google. And I'm not saying like, I mean, the internet is awesome. You know what I mean? That's
I
the
get
only way
it.
you can learn. But
Mhm.
also, it's so easy now to kind of put a font right in front of you and make people think
Yeah.
that you're this person when you're not this person. Like
Mhm.
I don't want I do not want my kids to grow up like that
They
person.
won't. Yeah.
I'm not giving my kids a phone or an iPad or anything until they're probably like 13.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I want my kids to be running around. I want them to scream. I want them to make a mess outside. You know what I mean? Like I want them to do all of these things because that's the way I grew up, and that made me realize that the little things in life, because these kids now literally have no actual playtime. Like
Yeah.
their playtime is literally, let's play Minecraft. Bro, shut up. I
Yeah.
literally started playing Minecraft when I was like 15,
Yeah.
like a teenager. You know what I mean? I never knew anything about Minecraft. I'm not shitting on Minecraft. I fucking love Minecraft, okay?
Yeah.
But it's like you're literally 5 or 6 years old and they're like, let's play Roblox. What the fuck is
Hmm.
Roblox?
Hmm.
I've never even heard about Roblox ever in my life. And it's like you should be outside playing,
Being
with
uneven.
friends. You should be riding your bike. You should be like learning new sports or new hobbies. Like go skate. I want my kids to, learn how to skateboard. I want them to learn how to surf because that's everything I did growing up.
Yeah.
Like I want to take them fishing. I don't want them to be on their phone and me asking them, "Hey, what are you doing?" I'm playing fucking Roblox. Like
Hmm.
it's just like, you know what I mean? I want people, especially people from our generation, to be aware of these things.
Yeah.
Like to know like this is such a huge problem. Like, do you really want your kids to literally act like this? I see middle schoolers on my TikTok page that literally are doing get ready with me. I am using Dior blush
Yeah.
today.
I've seen it. Yeah.
And I'm like,
Fuck with
I'm sorry, but I was literally, I'm not even joking, playing with Barbies until I was like 16.
you. Okay.
Sorry to break it to you, but that was literally what I was doing. Like I wasn't thinking about makeup at
Mhm.
15 or 16.
It's
You know what
crazy.
I mean?
Yeah. Hmm.
I started thinking about like makeup and all of these little things like when I literally went into high school,
Hmm.
you know? And all of these girls, they're even in elementary school. It's like, oh, like get ready with me, the new Alex Earl that is 6 years old. And I'm like, dude, like that's crazy. You
It
should be
is
playing
absolutely
with like
crazy.
dolls right now. It's insane. It's
You
so
should
mind
not
blowing.
be
Like,
worrying about that at all. Yeah.
yeah, it makes me so sad. And these parents are totally fine with their kids posting on social media. And I'm like, that is such a bad like
Yeah.
exposure for their kids.
Yeah.
And then
Bring
that's
on the
also,
parents.
yeah, that's also when you see, little boys falling into porn
Hmm.
and naked girls because that's what social media is about now. I mean, the amount of OnlyFans girls I have been seeing
Yeah.
is
No, this world's
insane.
out here to get you.
Dude, everyone has started an OnlyFans. Everyone.
Yeah.
Literally everyone. I saw this guy coming up to this girl on the street
No,
asking her, dude,
I know what you're gonna say.
yeah, asking her like what how can you pay for a G-Wagon? What do you do for a
Oh.
living? She was like, "Oh, I'm an OnlyFans." Yeah, and then he was like, well, how much was this car? And she was like, I don't know. I just have my car. Like, you're so proud to
Mm,
be a woman that literally drives a G Wagon because you sold
yeah,
your literal body on the internet.
yeah,
It's insane to me.
yeah,
Insane.
yeah.
Drives me insane. But whatever. You do you.
Raf, this was a beautiful part two.
I
I glad,
know.
I glad we made it happen. And I took this rule from I think Nolan Wilson.
Hmm.
I won't be able to do a part three unless it's in person.
Oh, okay. Wait, that's fair enough. Ryan Ayala.
Yes, you did
He
a podcast with him, right?
Yes, but he wanted the podcast to only be in person. So
That's
he
great.
literally came all the way to New
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
to
Is that
record it.
that episode's out already?
That episode, yeah, like I think it came out
Oh,
in
that's so
May.
nice of him, man. Yeah.
Yeah, or I
How
think
was
it was
that episode?
June. I don't know. Yeah, but it was awesome. It was a great experience, honestly. It was so much fun.
That's great. Yeah. Beautiful rap.
Part
So
three
like
in
I said,
person
part
was
three in person.
huge.
I'll be in New York because I love there.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
do it. And the studios here are fire too.
Yeah. I've
Yeah,
never been to where are you?
Long Island.
Yeah, I've never been to Long Island.
It's literally an hour away of
Yeah, I
from
know.
the city.
I
Yeah,
know. One of my favorite one of my favorite comedians is from there, so I know where it is.
it's awesome. I love Long Island.
Yeah.
It's like beach here and there, like every time you drive somewhere, you find
It's like
water.
disconnected New York a little bit, no?
It is, yeah, but people here are very stuck up, which I fucking hate. But
But
you
it's
know
not
what?
Manhattan, no?
Huh?
It's not the same energy as Manhattan.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do like the people in Manhattan a little more than Long Island.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can actually have conversations with the people in
Okay.
Manhattan. I've had multiple conversations with strangers, which is fun.
Yeah.
And they actually have interesting shit to talk about. And then in Long Island, it's just completely different. It's like, oh, like working in a corporation. I
Yeah.
get so much money. I'm traveling next month, and that's it. Or just girls that talk about money 24/7, and I'm like, shut the fuck up. Oh my god, like,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Beautiful, Raf. Thank you. Thank you so much for this.
thank you.
And I'll see you soon in New York.
Yes, I'll see you soon.